Hey everyone, so today we have a lot of interesting stories in AI to cover, starting with Google's new video generator Veo, which may have just caught up to OpenAI's Sora. We also have a really cool demo from Nvidia demonstrating their new gaming assistant, Project G-Assist. And finally, we have Meta's chief AI scientist, Yann LeCun, talking about a new AI architecture. So let's get into it. So this is Google DeepMind's video generator called Veo. All of these videos are generated from a single text prompt. And as you can see, they look pretty good. Of course, it's not perfect. Like here, when looking at this chicken being cooked on the barbecue, you can tell something is a little off. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but after looking at it a few times, you can tell it's AI generated. But looking at a lot of these other clips they posted, the lighting, the contrast, it all makes sense and it looks very close to reality. Now, I wanted to show you guys some clips generated from Sora, which you may have already seen, but just to compare the two models side by side. It seems to me that both models are pretty much on the same level. They both claim to be able to generate up to a minute long of 1080p video, but the only thing I noticed was there wasn't many clips of humans from Google's model. So in that area, I'd say Sora does seem to perform better at generating humans, but to be fair, we haven't seen many examples of this from Veo yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. Lastly, I wanted to mention that this model isn't actually out yet, but you can sign up to the waiting list on Google DeepMind's website, which I'll link in the description. Next, we have something that you may have missed. So Nvidia released this demo on one of their YouTube channels of their new gaming assistant, Project G-Assist. Now, this was really crazy because it gives a glimpse into what the future of gaming will look like, and it's pretty crazy. So here it is.
Today, we're excited to share Project G-Assist, a demo showcasing how developers can enhance games and apps with AI assistants. Many games offer vast universes and rich gameplay systems to explore, each with its own intricacies and mechanics. Depth has become the cornerstone of some of the most captivating gaming experiences. Whether it's a new player trying a game for the first time, overwhelmed by massive skill trees, or the seasoned veteran looking for that perfect weapon to min-max that DPS build, many of us spend hours researching, scouring the internet to learn, to dig deeper, and ultimately enjoy more of what the game has to offer. This is where Project G-Assist comes in. It uses AI to make sure information is readily available whenever we need it. It works by taking in speech or a text prompt from the player, along with context from the screen, and then it feeds this into a large language model that is enhanced by the developer's game knowledge database. These AI models can run on the cloud or locally, accelerated by your GeForce RTX GPU. To show you what's possible, we've partnered with Studio Wildcard for a tech demonstration using Ark Survival Ascended. The assistant is your conduit for game-specific knowledge. You can ask it questions you often find yourself looking up online, like, what's the best early game weapon and where do I find the crafting materials for it?
The best early game weapon is the spear. It provides knockback and is essential for survival.
Not only does it know about the game, it can understand what's happening on the screen. Maybe you're staring at a dinosaur you're not familiar with and you want to know what it is or how to tame it. And because the assistant is context aware, it can tailor its recommendations to your playthrough. Say you've racked up enough points to level up or to unlock a crafting recipe, but you're just not sure what to go for next. And if you want to dive deeper into a topic, you can simply click on the response to learn more at the official wiki, for instance.
So another thing Nvidia has been working on that I wanted to show you guys is simulations, specifically large-scale simulations. So here's a clip of Jensen Huang at COMPUTEX.
This is Earth 2. The idea that we would create a digital twin of the Earth, that we would go and simulate the Earth so that we could predict the future of our planet to better avert disasters or better understand the impact of climate change so that we can adapt better, so that we could change our habits now. This digital twin of Earth is probably one of the most ambitious projects that the world's ever undertaken, and we're taking large steps every single year, and I'll show you results every single year, but this year we made some great breakthroughs. Let's take a look.
I'm not going to show you guys the whole clip, but basically they explain the use cases of this simulation as detecting or predicting potentially dangerous weather patterns. But when I see this, one of the largest companies in the world showing us that they're working on basically simulating the entire world, it's just mind-blowing. And considering all the other things Nvidia is working on, like digital humans and AI assistants, I can't imagine what this will look like in 5 or even 10 years time, when a lot of these technologies are much better and pulled together to create some emergent capabilities. There was another clip from this keynote that I wanted to show of Jensen Huang talking about the impact that AI will have on various industries in the future. And if you weren't already bullish on Nvidia, then just watch this clip.
Everything that we can learn, we can now generate. We have now arrived not at the AI era, but a generative AI era. But what's really important is this. This computer that started out as a supercomputer has now evolved into a data center, and it produces one thing. It produces tokens. It's an AI factory. This AI factory is generating, creating, producing something of great value, a new commodity. In the late 1890s, Nikola Tesla invented an AC generator. We invented an AI generator. The AC generator generated electrons. NVIDIA's AI generator generates tokens. Both of these things have large market opportunities. It's completely fungible in almost every industry. And that's why it's a new industrial revolution. We have now a new factory producing a new commodity for every industry that is of extraordinary value. And the methodology for doing this is quite scalable. And the methodology of doing this is quite repeatable. Notice how quickly so many different AI models, generative AI models, are being invented, literally daily. Every single industry is now piling on.
So yeah, I mean, it seems like AI is really going to shake up most, if not all, industries in the relatively short-term future. But this brings me to something else I wanted to cover today, which is that there are still people out there, even intelligent and reputable ones, that are not so high on AI, specifically the current state of AI. So the current architecture that LLMs are based on is transformers, and people like Yann LeCun, as you can see from this tweet, believe that LLMs alone won't get us to AGI and that something else is needed. So he says here that LLMs are insufficient to reach human level intelligence or even cat level intelligence. He then writes a little bit about an alternative architecture called JEPA, which appears to learn more efficiently than current LLM architecture. But to be honest, there isn't much information on it yet, as it's fairly new. So here's a quick clip from Meta's website explaining it.
Today, machines require thousands of examples and hours of training to learn a single concept. The goal with JEPAs, which means Joint Embedding Predictive Architectures, is to create highly intelligent machines that can learn as efficiently as humans. V-JEPA is pre-trained on video data, allowing it to efficiently learn concepts about the physical world, similar to how a baby learns by observing its parents. It's able to learn new concepts and solve new tasks using only a few examples without full fine-tuning. V-JEPA is a non-generative model that learns by predicting missing or masked parts of a video in an abstract representation space. Unlike generative approaches that try and fill in every missing pixel, V-JEPA has the flexibility to discard irrelevant information, which leads to more efficient training. To allow our fellow researchers to build upon this work, we're publicly releasing V-JEPA. We believe this work is another important step in the journey towards AI that's able to understand the world, plan, reason, predict, and accomplish complex tasks.
Finally, before I end the video, I wanted to show you guys a quick clip from the Lex Fridman podcast that I found really interesting. So in this clip, he's talking to Roman Yampolsky, a computer scientist at the University of Louisville, and for context, they're discussing whether AGI will ever be a possibility. And the conclusion they come to is truly shocking. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with this clip.
My more direct question, if it's possible to create such a system, have a system that has that level of agency. I don't think that's an easy technical challenge. It doesn't feel like we're close to that. A system that has the kind of agency where it can make its own decisions and deceive everybody about them. The current architecture we have in machine learning and how we train the systems, how we deploy the systems, and all of that, it just doesn't seem to support that kind of agency.
I really hope you are right. I think the scaling hypothesis is correct. We haven't seen diminishing returns. It used to be we asked how long before AGI. Now we should ask how much until AGI. It's $1 trillion today. It's $1 billion next year. It's $1 million in a few years.
Don't you think it's possible we basically run out of trillions? So is this constrained by compute?
Compute gets cheaper every day, exponentially.
But then that becomes a question of decades versus years.
If the only disagreement is that it will take decades, not years, for everything I'm saying to materialize, then I can go with that.